Today we have privilege to have Dr. Ritika Wason madam with us. She is presently working as associate professor at Bharati Vidyapeeth Institute of Computer Applications and Management. She has completed her PhD from Sharda University, Greater Noida, MCA from GGSIP University. And ma'am has working as a managing editor of our in-house journal, that is Springer Publishing by the Springer International Journal of Information Technology. Ma'am has already published 6 books with the BPB, CRC, Vivile, and the Taylor and Francis. And he has a good Google Scholar citations and many publications with the SCI and the Scopus. Today, ma'am will enlightening us on a very important or interesting topic that is beneficial for all the scholars and the researchers, how to manage the references section in the research paper and the thesis. And Mendeley is one of the best tools for reference managing purpose. Now, I request ma'am to take over the session and enlightening us upon the Mendeley and on its hands-on. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Vishal sir, for the wonderful introduction. I welcome all the participants to the session on smart technical writing through Mendeley. First question that will come to our mind very naturally is that what is Mendeley and why are we having this session on Mendeley? So, well, if you need to manage a large number of references and citations as part of your research, training, or administrative work, citation management tools are the answer for you. These tools, they actually provide a simple way to store, organize, retrieve your documents as well as their citations in an effective manner, and can also help you in formatting in-text citations and bibliographies in your work. Before getting started, we should understand what is Mendeley. So as you can see on the slide, Mendeley is a free reference manager that is available on all major platforms and in all popular web browsers. It is actually a combination of two basic things. Online account, that is a Mendeley website, which is mendeley.com, and a desktop application which can help you to manage, share, and discover your content as well as your research contacts. Remember, Mendeley is also a social network that can help you organize your documents and references. It can also help you collaborate with your fellow researchers online by joining and creating different groups. Mendeley can also help you with discovering readership statistics and recommendations to help you stay connected and learn more. Readership statistics, Mendeley will just work like Google Scholar for you. It will generate the citations on your work on mendeley.com. Hence, Mendeley is a reference manager that allows you to manage, read, share, annotate, and cite your research paper. And yes, Mushir sir, it is absolutely free. It is also an academic collaboration network with almost 6 million researcher users to connect like-minded researchers and discover research trends and statistics. It also allows forming a crowdsourced database with a unique layer of social research information and an open API. So that is the power of the Mendeley API when you come over to citation management. How to use Mendeley? I had shared a document yesterday which had the basic details of how to download and install Mendeley on your system. If you people have referred to it and if you have already downloaded Mendeley on your system, good enough. If not, wonderful, no problems. After this session, you can download and install Mendeley on your systems. At the moment, try understanding what is Mendeley and how to use about it, how we are going to go about it. So, when you talk about Mendeley, first of all, Mendeley is actually nothing but it is a citation manager which will allow you to save all your documents and manage and cite them in whichever work you will be doing. It will also allow you to form an academic collaboration network with almost 6 million users to connect like-minded researchers and discover research trends and statistics. And it will form a unique layer on the web. So Mendeley, when we have to use Mendeley, we are actually working on two things. We are working on the Mendeley website on which we have created our own username and password. And we have an open API that is called as Mendeley Desktop, which we can download on your system, and we are going to work on Mendeley through that particular API on our system. So there are three key values of Mendeley, or there are three key areas where Mendeley can be used. The first area is the reference manager. It drives the researcher productivity, and trust me, if you start using Mendeley, writing a manuscript, the job becomes half, because the references part of the manuscript can be automatically managed by Mendeley. Secondly, Mendeley is a research network. It allows you to collaborate with your own group of researchers, and it allows you to collaborate with all the researchers available globally. So you can collaborate with almost 6 million researchers globally. You can show your work to them. You can get to know their work. You can interact with them. You can collaborate. And offers you to create additional insights and build an API through its research data and API technique. So these are the basic three values of Mendeley. And without wasting much time, because we have less time, we will start with the very first feature of Mendeley. Yes, Mushir sir, we can prepare a citation as per a general specific format, and I'm going to demonstrate all of that in the session. So please pay attention to what I am saying at the moment. The first feature of Mendeley we'll start with is your reference manager. How you can use Mendeley to manage your references. For that, obviously the first part is you will need to sign up for Mendeley online. I had shared the instructions for that yesterday itself. I hope you people have followed it. Even if you have not followed it, it's a very simple procedure. Go on to mendeley.com. You will have an option for signing in, creating a free account. You can create an account. It's absolutely free. Trust me, I am a Mendeley user from the last many years, and I have not paid a single penny to Mendeley. I am their certified instructor, and I haven't paid them anything. So it's absolutely free. Signed up on mendeley.com, you will receive a username, which will be your email ID, but you will receive a password. This username and email ID will be for your complete use of Mendeley. So all the research work of yours that you will be maintaining on the Mendeley library, your complete research library that you will be maintaining on Mendeley Cloud will actually be saved with that username and password. So remember, you can be assured your work will not be shared with anybody without your permission. It's all safe. Once you download Mendeley, you sign into Mendeley. Obviously, the next individual step is you need to download the Mendeley desktop application on your system. Once the Mendeley desktop is ready on your system, I would share my Mendeley desktop with you people. Once your Mendeley desktop is ready on your system, this is somewhat how the Mendeley desktop looks like. So your Mendeley desktop is actually your way for maintaining or working on Mendeley, sharing all your work on Mendeley. So that is how we are actually going to share all our content on Mendeley through the Mendeley desktop. I hope my slideshow is visible. Once we are done with this thing, obviously now we come over to the main step, building up your library. Now, if you have a look at the Mendeley desktop, I'll go back to my desktop. Your Mendeley desktop screen is, or your library is actually divided into three basic parts. If you can have a look over here, this is a basic overview of the Mendeley desktop. Your Mendeley desktop has three parts, and the three parts are organized from left to right. The flow of control goes from left to right. On the leftmost side, what you can see is actually your library. This is how your library will look like. First time you install Mendeley desktop on your system, you get a few folders by default there in your library. The first option that you have is literature search, Mendeley suggest, and then your my library. The first folder which is there by default is all documents. All documents will obviously contain all the documents that you will add to your Mendeley library. For after that, you will have a folder recently added. Any documents that you recently add to your library will be present here. Recently read documents. Your favorite documents, you can mark them with a star on Mendeley. So the star will show you the favorite documents. Needs review. Any document you think the details are incorrect, the metadata of that document that was automatically retrieved by Mendeley is incorrect. That can be reviewed. You can mark it for review. Your own publications, you can keep them in the My Publications folder. And in the unsorted panel, if you can have a look at that picture, this shows you a number of folders. These are actually my folders that I created. And you get an option called as Create Folder, which allows you to create your own documents for each and every work that you carry out on Mendeley. The next window that we have just below this My Library window is actually the filter by authors. Once you have enough amount of work available on Mendeley, a problem is that next time I want to recite an author I have previously cited, finding his work becomes difficult. I cannot remember which folder I had kept or I had stored the author's work in. So in that case, I can search for individual documents in my library through author names, and that is the filter by author option. You can even filter documents by year and everything. So that option is there in filter by author. Sukhvinder sir, wait for a few minutes. I'll show you how to create the complete library and everything. First, try to understand this basic structure that we have. In the middle panel, what you can see is your complete library. So any folder that you click on from the left hand side, the contents of the folder, your library, become available in the all documents inside your library. And any document that you will click on from this middle library goes to the rightmost panel, which is the details tab. So how to create a library, as many are getting, many actually want to see a basic, let us go to my Mendeley desktop. I'll go to my Mendeley desktop. Now this is my Mendeley desktop. If you have a look, I have three parts to this basic desktop. I think I can hide the participants as such, because that is having a problem for me to work. I'll even hide the chat window for the time being. And I'll keep this participant window at the bottom. So if you have a look, this is my Mendeley desktop. I hope my Mendeley desktop is visible to everybody. I am now at my Mendeley desktop.
Madam, excuse me, it's not visible. PPT is not visible.
Sir, I am working at my Mendeley desktop.
Wait.
Is it visible, my Mendeley desktop? I hope the desktop is visible to everybody.
Now it's visible. Now it's visible.
No, ma'am, it's not visible.
Fine. Fine. Can I continue further?
Please continue. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Now what you all are looking at is my Mendeley desktop. Now, if you have a look, that is what I was trying to explain you. The Mendeley desktop is actually divided into three parts. The leftmost side, you have your library. Any folder that I can click on from my library, I get to see all the contents of that particular folder in the central part, which is my library. And the central part of my library, I can actually view the contents by choosing the view option from the top. I can't go to my option on the top. From the view option on the top, you can, from this view option that you have for the Mendeley desktop, you can either view your library as a table, the format in which we are actually displaying it at time, or you can either view your library as a citation. That means you can work on it through citation style itself. For me, the table pattern is much easier, so I'll choose the table pattern. Now, when you go to this table pattern, if you have a look, any document that you click on over here, it gives you all the details of that particular document in the rightmost folder. So that is the details tab. And if you have a look, the details tab actually shows you the metadata for that particular document. Now, this metadata for this particular document will be fetched by Mendeley automatically. Now, when it is fetched by Mendeley automatically, most of the details, 99% of the time, they are correct. But the problem is that sometimes for certain documents, a few details might be missing. For those missing details, what I can do, how can I actually check for the details? By clicking on any of the fields. Like if you have a look over here, this is the field authors. This is my own book by BPP Publication Software Testing, and the authors are missing. So in this case, I can click on the authors and I can add the author names. Once
Ma'am, can you show the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Screen is not visible. Ma'am, screen is not visible. Your
Okay.
screen is not visible.
Okay. Just a minute. I'll go back to my share content. And now is it visible, ma'am?
Thank you.
Okay. I'll repeat what I was saying. So, the right-hand panel is the details panel. This will show you the details of any document that you click on from the middle panel. So, if you have a look, I'll click on another book of mine by BPP Publication. Again, in the right-hand panel that I see, the author detail is missing. So, to add the author detail, I click on that particular field and I can update the author detail. The rest of the details will be fetched by Mendeley itself, and 99% of the time the details are absolutely correct. You can trust Mendeley for that. That was about the 3 panels of Mendeley. Now we will see how we can create a library in Mendeley. So to create your own library in Mendeley, the first option that you have is you should maintain your own folder. Remember, Mendeley will store all your library, that means all your references, all your works on the Mendeley cloud in your particular account. But obviously, if you want to avoid a lot of confusion, it is better to store work related to a particular manuscript, related to a paper in one particular document itself. So for that, the first thing is we go on the create folder option and I can create a folder. Let's say I create a folder called as online learning. Now, once I create a folder called as online learning, you will see a folder called as online learning is created. And in my middle panel, I have this folder online learning. Now, at the moment, I don't have any documents in this folder. So if you have a look, I cannot see anything. To add documents into this folder, there are many options. The first option is, in case I have certain papers already there with me in my system. So what I can do, I can go to the add option. It says add files. Add files will obviously allow you to add individual papers one by one manually. And this next option is add folder. Now this add folder option will open up my panel and it will allow me to add a folder from my panel if I would like to add any particular folder. So let's say I open up my C drive, and at this moment we need to work on documents. So let's say I add this particular folder. And I click on OK. Now, as soon as I add a folder, have a look, all the documents in that particular folder will be automatically imported into my Mendeley library. Once all these documents are imported into my Mendeley library, have a look, it has imported all the documents from my particular folder into my library. And now I can study any of these documents on Mendeley. That means I can click on a particular document. If I click on a particular document, I double click this document. Have a look. I have this document available for reading. This as soon as this document becomes available for reading, have a look. My shortcut tab changes to the reading tab. Using the select option, select text or text rectangle, I can select, I can read my document, I can annotate my documents. I want to highlight some text in my document. I can take the highlight text option and I can highlight a text into my document. The text is highlighted. I can change the color. I can zoom my document. I can make it full screen reading. I can even sync my document. Now the sync option is an important option in this case. I'll go back to my library. This is the annotating or reading a document option that we have. Once I go back to my library, now what I have done in this case is I have added certain documents from the web into my library. From my folder into my library. When I add this document into my library and next time I close my Mendeley account, the next time I re-log in, I'll have to log into the same system to access these particular documents. No, I can access these documents from any place on the web by just clicking an option called as sync. Sync option synchronizes your library with the Mendeley web, your Mendeley web account. As a result, you add a document into your folder anywhere and you access your library online sitting anywhere. You can still access all your documents and you can work on all the documents. So that is one way of adding documents to your Mendeley library if the documents are there on my folder in my system itself. The second option is obviously the second major problem for research now is that I don't have membership of Elsevier, I don't have membership of IEEE, I don't have membership of Science Direct. And but to write good research papers, obviously I need to do literature review of work that is already published at these places, and I need to include them into my work. So how do I include them into my work? Best option available for that is over here is the Mendeley Reference Manager. Take the view option from the library and take the tools option from the library, and when you click on the tools option, you have an option called install web importer. Is nothing, it is actually the option that will allow you to import documents from the web. Mendeley in today's state has collaborated with Elsevier. It has collaborated with Science Direct. So any documents that are available on Elsevier and Science Direct can directly be imported into your Mendeley web account through the Mendeley web importer. As soon as you will click on the Mendeley option, install web importer option, it will take you to your browser and it will take you to the web importer option. From the browser, you can click on the option get web importer for your browser, whichever is your browser. At the moment, I am working on the Firefox browser, so it will take me to the option get web importer for Firefox. And as soon as I click on get web importer for Firefox, it will take a few seconds. And after that, if you will have a look, it will show you a simple icon on your Firefox window next to your address bar, the red Mendeley icon, which will say Mendeley Web Importer. Now, using this Mendeley Web Importer, I can actually include documents into my Mendeley library. How can I do that? I hope everybody can see my web browser. I assume that everybody can see my web browser. So we'll now we'll move on to the next step where I'll import documents from the web into my web browser. I go on to Google and let's say I write a topic online learning during COVID-19. As soon as I type on this, I get I get a number of articles for online learning during COVID-19. Let us see if there is some paper. at the moment, I have a number of web references. So let's take this first reference, let's say. This document says the COVID-19 pandemic has now changed the education forever, and how. Obviously, I like to include this paper into my work. How do I do that? I click on Mendeley Web Importer. The first time you will click on Mendeley Web Importer, it will ask you to log in. I am already logged in. I have already been using it, so it doesn't ask me to log in. But the first time it will ask you to log in. So kindly log in with your username and password. And once you log in, you will see the Mendeley Web Importer window changes to something like this. It shows you the data, the citation for your particular page, web page that you have accessed. And above all, it shows you the select all library. That means in which particular library would you like to store this particular document. I would change my folder from my library where I would like to store this particular document. And let's say I take it to the online learning folder I had just created, and I'll click on add. Fine. So this reference, remember this is a web page, so the reference to this web page in this particular citation style is added to this particular library. Now I want some good web pages, some good let's say publications on online learning. So I'll go to Google Scholar. And once I open Google Scholar, I can again repeat my same topic on it. It is showing me the recommended articles itself. Let me click on the first recommended article. And if you have a look, this recommended article is available for free, so I can download it. So in that case, I can download it and I can store it to my Mendeley library. If I don't want to download this article, I can again go to my Mendeley Web Importer option. This is a free download, so I'll have to download this article. See, as soon as I click on the web importer option, in the article itself, it shows me an add to Mendeley icon. I'll click on this add to Mendeley icon and it will automatically add this particular document to my Mendeley. The same is true for Science Direct and Elsevier. I'll go to the Science Direct website itself so that it will be more clear to you. Let's go on to Science Direct. I come on to Science Direct. Sir, Gajendra sir, by default, it will move to the all documents folder. In case it allows you to select the option, you can select your option. Otherwise, all the documents that you import will be available in the all documents folder. The keywords, let's say I type online education and I search for here. See, I get a few articles over here. And before I download these articles, let's say I select these articles. See, I have an option called as export. This export option will directly export the citations of these particular documents to my Mendeley folder. Now I'll click on this export and see it says stored citations selected. Save to reference work, export citation to RIS, export citation to BibTeX, export citation to text. So in any of the citation styles, I can actually select on this and it can save my citations in that particular option that I want. I want to download these two articles. I can download the two articles. And I can save on the file. Next, let's say, let's take this conference abstract. Now this conference abstract cannot be downloaded. I'll need to get access to this. How do I cite it into my paper? To cite it into my paper, again, I can click on my Mendeley Web Importer. See, my conference abstract citation is available over here. I have already selected my folder online learning and I'll add my citation to my folder. Once this add citation is over, this is how you can use the Mendeley Web Importer tool. Now the next issue is, how do I access all these documents that I have just imported into my Mendeley desktop? So to get them into your Mendeley desktop, I'll go back to my Mendeley desktop. I'll now share my Mendeley desktop with you. And if I go back to my Mendeley desktop, I come back to my folder online learning. And remember, you will again need to sync. So sync is an option that will sync your Mendeley desktop with your Mendeley web. Anytime you export any documents from the web into your Mendeley library, or anytime you want to share your Mendeley library with you yourself on the Mendeley web, you will have to click on the sync option. Once you click on the sync option, you will see that all the documents that you have added to the Mendeley library, they would become available in your Mendeley library. I've already added too many number of documents. But see, this was the document that I had, the rise of online learning during the COVID-19. It is added to my Mendeley library. Now comes the next part. I have built my Mendeley library. I have my documents into my Mendeley library. But the next issue that comes is, how do I cite these documents into my research paper? Or how do I manage the citations? Remember, to manage the citations or to cite the citation, Mendeley has an option of citation. You have an option called as citation style. In your view option, if you go at the topmost, you will have an option called as citation style. Now, if you click on this option called as citation style, most of the common citation styles, American Medical Association, APA, American Psychological Association, IEEE, Chicago Manual Style, 17th edition, your Nature, and even lecture notes and computer science. So most of the common citation styles are available over here. In case you are working on a paper for a specific journal and you don't find that particular citation style in this particular list, you can go to the journal abbreviations. You go to the journal abbreviations, you will find the list of abbreviations that are already there in your library. Those abbreviations you can select and you can choose the citation style. You can even get more styles from the web. So any kind of citation style can be chosen. What I'll do in this case is, I'll again go back to view. I'll choose citation style and I'll change my citation style to IEEE, because IEEE is in square brackets with a numeral notation, so that is easier to understand. Now my citation style I have selected. How do I get it into my document? I'm writing my paper in Word. So how do I get all these citation styles into my document? We'll go to a Word document that we'll be preparing and we'll like to cite in that. So let's see how we can do that. I'll again share another screen in this case. First, I'll open a Word document. I have opened a Word document. I hope that is visible to everybody. Now I have a Word document of mine and I'm writing a new paper on online learning, the new norm of education post COVID-19. So I write a line, and obviously this line is not said by me. I'm not the first one who is saying this. So what I like to do is, I like to cite some reference for this line. Remember, citation is very important when you are actually writing technical work, because a citation is nothing. It is a specific document or source that you mention in the body of your page, and it's good to cite in your work, because in a way you are actually giving credit to the actual authors who have done that work previously. Now, how do I make a citation over here? take your cursor in Word to the place you want to cite. There is a references tab in your Word document. Remember, if you all remember working in the post citation tool era, when I was working on my PhD, I did not have any idea of any kind of citation tools. So at that time, when I was working on my final thesis, I had to do chapter and referencing, and I had to do the complete thesis referencing. And the only option I used at that time was Microsoft Word references. So if you click on the Word tab, you have a citations and bibliography option, which is the Word option. Now remember, this option is quite difficult to use while creating bibliography, because in this case, what you will have to do is you will have to enter the complete citation from yourself. But you have a feature in Mendeley called as Mendeley Cytomatic. Once you install this MS Word plugin into your Word, you can directly insert citations into your MS Word document through this Mendeley Cytomatic plugin. How can you cite this plugin into your Word? You will again go back to your Mendeley desktop, and in the tools option, you will find an option install MS Word plugin. Click on that install MS Word plugin, and after that restart your Word. You will find a Mendeley Cytomatic tab under the references tab of your Word document, like I have it on my Word. Once I am on this Mendeley Cytomatic tab, inserting a citation becomes very easy. How? I'll go on to the Insert Citation button. I click on Insert Citation. Now see, this option allows you two options for inserting citations. The first option is you can search by author, title or year in your Mendeley library. Obviously, this option is easy in case you have a small library and you remember the author, title or the year that you want to cite. My case, it is going to be very difficult because my library is a very extensive library. So I select an easier option. I simply click on Go to Mendeley. It takes me to my Mendeley desktop. And whichever article I want to cite, in this case, I cite the current web page that I have. I'll click on that web page. And once I click on that web page, I have an option called as Cite at my shortcut. I click on Cite and have a look. Within a few minutes, I have my citation cited. By mistake, my citation has gone into the wrong place. I'll repeat this action again. For all of you who couldn't understand, I repeat it again. Take your cursor to the appropriate place in your Word document where you want to cite your work. Go to the References tab. Before going to the References tab in Mendeley desktop, you should have already installed MS Word plugin. Once your MS Word plugin is installed, under the MS Word References tab, you will find the Mendeley Cytomatic tab. This Mendeley Cytomatic tab has a button called as Insert Citation. I'll click on this button, Insert Citation. I'll go to the button, Go to Mendeley, and I'll select on the document on the that I want to cite, and I'll click on the Cite option. As soon as I click on the Cite option, have a look, the citation is available. Again, I write a few lines. And now again, I want to make another citation. So what I do again, I repeat the same thing. I say Insert Citation, go to Mendeley. I choose another document this time, and I say Cite. Have a look, my citation gets inserted. Now this is inserting a citation. Along with this inserting a citation, the next thing that comes is, yes sir?
We will start validity at 3 o'clock.
Okay, I think I have 20 minutes.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm giving them a quick overview, hands-on training. So I'll share my slides later on with them. So with hands-on, at least they will know how to use Mendeley.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anyway, I come back to what we were discussing. I hope everybody has learned how to insert a citation. Now the next thing, this citation gets saved in your Word document itself, sir. I'll show you that also. Okay, answering Mushi's sir's answer. Now I have two citations. Now where is the bibliography? I need to have a bibliography at the end also. So go to the end of your document or wherever you want to insert your bibliography. And now you have a look. I have taken the cursor a bit below. And now in the same Mendeley Cytomatic tab, I'll have an option, insert bibliography. I click on this and have a look. And soon as I am sorry, the insert bibliography has got inserted in between. I'll do a Control Z. I'll do a Control X. I'll paste my text on the top. And over here, I give this section a heading, bibliography. So, automatically, my bibliography in IEEE style is inserted into this document. Now, I prepared my paper in one particular style. I sent it to that journal. The journal rejected my paper, or I want to submit my paper to another journal. Now, that another journal has a different referencing style. I have already worked on this document, and now changing the citation style is another headache. Don't worry, with Mendeley it is not a headache, it's just a matter of 5 minutes. Go to the Mendeley Cytomatic, select the style. Before that, select all your text that you have written previously. Select the style and change the style to whatever you want. Let's say I select the style lecture notes in computer science. As soon as I select the style to lecture notes in computer science, and I click on enter. Oh, sorry. I click on enter. You will have a look. My bibliography, lecture notes in computer science and IEEE style, these are quite similar in terms of citation. But in terms of bibliography, the styles are different. So have a look, the style changes. I further want to change the style. I can change it further. I'll take another entirely different style, American APA style 6th edition. Now have a look, APA style 6th edition is entirely different. My citation as well as my references are cited entirely differently. So that is how you can change the citation style in a matter of minutes. I'll go back to the IEEE style at the moment because understanding things with the IEEE style would be very useful to all of you. I'll go back to the IEEE style. Now comes the next use that I have. At a given statement, I don't need to cite one author. I want to cite multiple authors because there were many people who gave me the content for writing this particular statement. So for that, yes, Vibha ma'am, I would maximize my window. I hope it is maximizing more than that. I hope it is visible now to everybody. Anyway, now I want to cite one more paper at the same place. Again, I'll follow the same thing. I'll go back to the same point where I need to insert a new reference. And I'll click on insert citation. I'll go to Mendeley. And let's say I select another document. Yes, I take this paper I have just inserted. Got into my library. And I click on the sync option. I click on the cite option, I'm sorry. Have a look. My third citation appears. Now, the problem is I have two citations at the same point. What is expected? I need to merge these two citations because they are being referred to at the same point. What I'll do, I'll select both the citations, and as soon as I select both the citations, see my insert citation button changes to merge citations. Click on merge citation. And have a look, your citation style automatically changes to a merge citation style. And have a look, your bibliography is being developed in between. Now comes a question. I have already written a paper. I have cited a few papers, references. In between, I remembered there was an important reference that I missed and I need to cite it. No issues, Mendeley will do it for you. Let's say I want to cite another paper and I want to cite it at this place. I go to insert citation. Remember, this is a new citation that I am inserting in between. So I'll take another study in this case, and I'll cite this paper. Have a look. My citation is inserted in between into my document, and this time the citation number has changed automatically. The reference has automatically become 2, and the later references have automatically changed to 3 and 4. You do not need to actually bother about how Mendeley is going to maintain that. Next issue, somebody asked me in the beginning itself, in case there are multiple citations. Remember, with Mendeley, you don't need to worry about it. The same citation, if you use multiple times, Mendeley will not multiply that citation. It will maintain the single citation count. How? Let's have a look. I go back to this place and I want to insert another citation now. I go to Mendeley and I want to insert my very first citation that I had inserted. That was a web page. I cite this web page again. Now have a look. I am repeating the web page, so it is citing it again as citation number 1. As soon as it cites that citation number 1, I again repeat what I had done before. I have multiple citations now. I'll need to merge them. I go back to the merge citation option. My citation gets merged automatically. So this is how you can add citations to a document. Now, the next issue comes is, the good news with this is that with Mendeley, you can add as many citations as you want from as many journals that you want, be it Science Direct, be it Elsevier, be it your IEEE, you can add all of them to your document. So you can have a wonderful paper with numerous citations automatically cited into your paper. And obviously, once you submit this paper to some good journal, Mendeley cited papers, obviously they have a higher chance of acceptance as compared to normal papers that we write, because while writing normal papers, we generally mistake while making citations, while writing down referencing, while following referencing style. With Mendeley, referencing, citation, bibliography, reference style, citation style, none of this is an headache for the author, and the journal also prefers it. But the next issue that comes is that sometimes I submit a paper to a journal, they review my paper, they accept it wonderfully well. But at the time of acceptance, they don't want a Mendeley cited file. They want a Mendeley free file. Mendeley free file, how do you get that file in this case? You don't need to alter this document. The only thing you will need to do is, yes, Sukhwinder sir, if you have a list of references already, you can get that into your Mendeley. That is a bit of more work. I'll not be able to do that in this session, but I can give you the step later on, offline. I'll go to export as option. Have a look in this export as option. The first option is compatible with LibreOffice. Now, LibreOffice is a tool that you can work with in case you are working on Linux or Ubuntu. But the second option that you have is without Mendeley fields. This is a useful option. You can click on this option and it will allow you to save your document, save as your document to a new document without Mendeley fields. See, it opens the export without Mendeley fields, and wherever I want, I can save this document of mine without Mendeley fields. So that is how I will work with citation management using Mendeley. I want to delete a citation. Now I have worked on this paper, but I suddenly found that one of the citations that I inserted into this paper, if I go to my citation number 2, I see that this citation is actually incorrect. I should not have given it over here. What I can simply do is, I can delete the citation. I can go to my bibliography and I can select the citation, go to my references tab, and I'll reinsert my citation. I'll select it and I'll say undo. I'll delete my citation from this place and I'll refresh. Now have a look. I deleted a citation and I refreshed my library, as soon as I refresh my library, have a look, my paper again has 3 citations. The citation is completely deleted. So this is how you can write a paper to manage citations with your Mendeley. I have directly given you a hands-on. I have left on my slides because we have less of time. But this is how you can use Mendeley for your citation management. The next important thing, so what we have learned 2 basic features of Mendeley. Building up your library in Mendeley, annotating and reading your library through Mendeley itself. And next that we have seen is working on Mendeley Cytomatic on Word. I'll go back to my Mendeley desktop and ma'am, I'll share my slides with you people. It has a stepwise explanation of everything. So you can follow that and you can work on it. Any problems that you will have, I would be available offline. You can always connect to me and I would be more than happy to share your issues, clear your doubts so that you people can also use Mendeley. I come back to my Mendeley library. Now, if I come back to my Mendeley library, I'll repeat it again. If you have a look, there are 3 parts in this case. Any document that I share on, have a look on the leftmost side, my library. Have a look. These 3 shortcut icons, they actually show me the details of all my documents. The icon shows that it is a PDF document. The green option shows that I have read this document. In case you have not read this document, it comes up in another color. And the last option that you have is you have a star mark, the favorite mark over here. So in case a document is a favorite, you like that document, you can even mark it as your favorite. So these are the 2 options that we have seen from Mendeley. I would go back to my slides and we will come back to how Mendeley can be used to make presentations. To collaborate your work. What is Mendeley? We are through with it. Ma'am, for Anjali ma'am, for all specific journals, they have their own specific citation styles. The common citation styles, that means for most of the well-known journals, they are already available in Mendeley. And in case you don't find a particular citation file, the citation style file can be downloaded from the journal website and it can be included into your Mendeley account. That's not a difficult job. So for almost any journal available and for almost any citation style, you can use Mendeley. We have already done that hands-on directly, document details, how to add documents to your Mendeley account. We have seen all of that. These are all the other citation management tools like Zotero, EndNote, and ReferenceWork. Most of them are paid document tools, and Mendeley is a free citation management tool. There are other free citation management tools also available like Zotero. But remember, those citation management tools have their limitation. Mendeley in itself is one free citation management tool that has a very active research community available online. There are 6 million people as of now that are on Mendeley, and this number keeps growing each day. So that is the power of Mendeley. That is the citation management tools that we have already discussed. How to use the Mendeley web importer, I have already demonstrated that to you people. Mendeley research catalog can be used to import your papers, but I have already shown it to you how to do it in an easier mechanism from Google Scholar. This is the Mendeley document details lookup. The right hand side, the document details that you get when you click on any of the documents in the center of your library. And then comes the web importer. We have already talked about web importer, how to use it. Scoopus and Science Direct, they have partnered with Mendeley. Even when you create a Mendeley account, you people might have seen you get an Elsevier web page over there. So your Mendeley account can even serve as your Elsevier ID. And setting up your library, managing your library, we have already seen that. Syncing is the most important function because remember, the sync feature syncs your library to the Mendeley cloud, and enables you to access it anywhere and read it on all your devices. So syncing is very important. Every day when you work on Mendeley, before you exit your Mendeley desktop, remember to sync your library so that you can access it anywhere on the Mendeley cloud. You can even access it on your smartphone. Remember that. Searching your documents, that is with the search tab. We have already discussed that. This is the PDF viewer, which allows you to annotate and read your document, highlight important features. Mendeley citation plugin, we have already discussed that. Now comes collaboration, joining and create groups to share references. Below on the left hand side in your Mendeley library itself, below your library, you will find a groups option. As a free user, you can create only 2 to 3 groups, but you can join as many groups as you want. And remember, when you create a new group, it can be a private group. That means you can share it among your private set of friends or your colleagues with whom you would like to collaborate and share your work. It can be an invite-only group, or it can be an open group open to the complete web. There are many pages that are available on the Mendeley web where you can, which groups you can join for free, entirely free. So private groups are your own groups where you can share your full text documents with a limited number of members, and nobody outside the group can see the group or it can file or its members. You can share your papers, you can share your full text documents with members of your private group. You can share and highlight annotation. Each member in the group in this case will be assigned a different color for highlighting and annotating. You can also share, search for public groups of Mendeley on the Mendeley web, and you can browse by disciplines to discover new groups. You can connect with your colleagues and join new communities on the Mendeley library. You can connect with your colleagues. You can discover new research, recommendation, and impact. Now that is a very important thing. You can search the Mendeley catalog. Your own work, when you add it to your Mendeley account, like Google Scholar maintains a citation count, Mendeley has a new feature called as Mendeley Stats. The Mendeley Stats will actually maintain the statistics of your work on Mendeley. That means how many citations have been done, how many people have viewed it, how many times your work has been cited on Scopus and Science Direct. So though your stats on Mendeley will be lesser as compared to your actual stats on Google Scholar, but remember, they are more reliable because they are directly taken from Science Direct and Scopus. I'll show you that at the end. I'll show you my own stats page at the end of this. You can search the Mendeley catalog online. You can quickly add for new research. And you can stay in touch for any kind of updates and feedback. Blog.mendeley.com is an online blog where you can get answer to any of your queries in a matter of just minutes. You have all your resources, tutorial videos available at mendeley.com. Those are the common resources that are available over here. Mendeley.com can be accessed anywhere from the web. So this is all about Mendeley in a very short crux. But remember, it's time to change the way we do research. It's time that we all do much better qualitative research, and Mendeley is going to be a great tool to help us in that. Mendeley can be used on all platforms. You can even use it on LaTeX. I won't go into the details at the moment because we have less time, but my slides I'll share with you. They have the complete contents on how you can use Mendeley.com on LaTeX, how you can auto-generate BibTeX files which can be included into your LaTeX documents, how you can cite in LaTeX using Mendeley, indexing, Clarivate Analytics or Elsevier. Remember, all of them support Mendeley, they prefer Mendeley, and they trust Mendeley. So if you use Mendeley for writing your paper, you become a trusted author with these particular agencies. That were the details of Clarivate Analytics. We'll come over to citations. Obviously, now in the present times with the pandemic and everything, but to maintain ourselves as a research scholar, citations are very important. And references are different than citations. Remember, a reference is simply a list of sources that you have cited in your document. But a citation is a specific source that you mention in the body of your page. Vishal sir, I'll take just a minute. that you mention in the body of your page. So we all of us have a Google Scholar citation, and similarly, like you can see over here, my Google Scholar citation, I have taken a short screenshot of that. The same thing is maintained on your Mendeley page. If you have a look, this is my Mendeley page, and these are my citations on my Mendeley page. And remember, these citations are more trustable because they are directly powered by Scopus and Science Direct. So that is how Mendeley can even help you in maintaining your own citations. And that is all about Mendeley. I hope the session was useful to all the participants, and I hope all of you start using Mendeley. Thank you so much. Over to you, Vishal sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for a very wonderful session on the Mendeley. And
I hope
every
I have not
researcher,
extended time.
no, actually, all the researchers should have experience and knowledge of the reference management tool because it is very beneficial while you are writing the research paper and the PhD thesis or MTech thesis.
Yeah, that is for sure.
We are very thankful to you to accept the invitation on very short request.
It's my pleasure, sir, and I would like that all participants, they use Mendeley. Any doubts they have, I will surely answer their queries. But I would like all of you to be Mendeley users. We have 109 participants at the time. So I hope by the end of this session, we have 109 Mendeley users.
Thank you, ma'am. And I request Professor Huda, sir, to present a certificate of appreciation to Ritika, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Dr. Ritika. You delivered a very excellent talk, giving how to manage the references. Managing references is very important aspect. I think this lecture needs at least 2 hours. Otherwise,
yes, sir. I made it quite quick.
Yeah, it is a full day workshop. Reference
Yes,
management
sir.
using Mendeley. But
Yes,
nonetheless, the purpose here is not to teach, rather to sensitize people, to expose people. And we firmly believe that the entire purpose is to make them self-reliant learner. So with this
Yes,
much
sir.
input which we have given in a concise manner, that will go a long way, and definitely people will be in a position to deal with Mendeley. And nonetheless, if there is something, they will come back to us, and we will be pleased to help them.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, and this certificate is for you. And dear
Thank you, sir. My pleasure.
You have a 2-3 minutes time to get refreshed, rejuvenate yourself, collect your energies, and come back for the valedictory. Honorable guests are joining. So in next 3 minutes, we'll start with the valedictory session. So thank you so much, Dr. Ritika.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Mittal sir, good afternoon.
Haji, good afternoon, sir.
Can you, yeah. So I can hear you, I can see you, and you can see me and hear me. Thank you. Let me check whether